Welcome everybody to Friday quarterfinal day at the 2026 Arizona Tennis Classic. The sun is beating down on the Phoenix Country Club. It's going to be another hot one. And Billy Harris and Adrian Mannarino will kick us off. Harris, the world number 151, who's played some really tight matches and come through them, of course, to get to this stage. In fact, he's only broken serve once in the last 5 sets. How can you make the quarterfinals only breaking once in 5 sets? Well, you've got to win some tie breaks, and that's exactly what Billy Harris has done. He's actually a perfect 4-0 in tie breaks. Hasn't won a set in a non-tie break so far. It's his first quarterfinal of the season, his first time winning back-to-back matches since September, but it was back in September when he won his first Challenger title in Cassis, France. And this is a man at 31 years old who's been as persistent First ever meeting between Harris and Mannarino. State-of-the-art, world-class 18-hole golf course just to the east of the courts here at the Phoenix Country Club. It's such a nice place for players to come to.
We of course pride ourselves in the environment we create here in Phoenix for these players. We want them to feel the love. We want an energy through each and every match. So I ask all of you here today, who's ready for day 5's action to get underway? Let's make some noise, Phoenix!
Bottom half of the draw for this quarterfinal. The winner of this one will take on the winner of Ethan Quinn and Benjamin Bonzi. That'll be the second matchup on this quarterfinal Friday here in Phoenix. $50 ATP rankings points are the reward for making the semis, along with nearly 17,000 US dollars. And a sweet opening point for Adrian Mannarino. He's so consistent. He's so precise. He maneuvers the ball around the court as well as anybody. Not a power server, but he is a target server. He's one of the players who is really good at using their leftiness to make opponents uncomfortable. Look how far over he stands on this ad side. Also very difficult to read where Mannarino is going to go with that backhand. Expect him to direct most traffic into Billy Harris's backhand throughout the match. I expect to see quite a few backhands down the line for Mannarino. What will be a tougher task is getting it to Harris's backhand in Billy's service games, because he does have a big serve. He likes to take control with that weapon along with the first forehand. It can be very difficult to get in points. It's been a hold machine throughout the week. As I mentioned at the top, hasn't broken serve much. He's been able to serve his way into tie breaks and win those 7-point shootouts. Swift hold at love for Billy. Comes into this match, world number 151. He's looking for his first top 50 win on a hard court since 2023 against Roberto Bautista Agut. He's got 3 top 50 wins in total, 2 of them coming on the grass, which has been his best surface.
Thank you, ladies. Love. Filipino.
Wonderful point from Harris. Backhand stood tall early when Mannarino was peppering it and got the finish late. It's really hard to defend against that serve. It's a constant with Mannarino. Pulls you so far off the court, and he redirects so well into the open court. The best defense for it is obviously just a hard, high-quality return. Other than that, there's really no tactical answer. Once again, cross-court battle on the ad side, and Harris's backhand beats Mannarino's forehand. Adrian just got put off, however, by a fan behind him. Wasn't happy with the noise. Bit of a cheap air forehand for Mannarino. Not as consistent as he'd like it early, and it's Billy Harris with just his second break of the event. He takes the early lead for the number 3 seed. Umpire has called time, and Mannarino had an over grip in hand because he didn't have enough time to grip his racket. So Bill Harris, 31-year-old from Great Britain, got here 2-1, looking to consolidate. Harris is back in an awesome start. Another cross court on the outside. You can see it's not the most fluid shot. He doesn't seem to have very loose wrists when he hits that two-hander.
Game Harris. Harris leads 3-1.
2 holds at love for Billy Harris to start this match. Perfect 8 for 8.
Oh. Nothing deep. Oh. Off.
Pretty listless start for Mannarino.
Reveal. Hold T30.
Loves that play.
Game 9.
Really effective wide serve. Harris with the floating return, and Mannarino cleans it up with ease. So he stays within striking distance, but it's Harris up the early break. Midway through this opening set in our first quarterfinal on this. Superb rally tolerance by both men.
15-0.
Deep hitting as well throughout. Not much of an opportunity for either man to attack without taking on undue risk.
Oh.
Mannarino's been pretty hot and bothered today. Usually a pretty composed character. A lot of stuff for getting under, many things I should say, have gotten under his skin early on. And the heat could have something to do with that. One other thing I noted is that Mannarino started this match wearing a hat, frontwards baseball cap, which I don't think I've ever seen. He's since taken it off, so obviously he didn't like the feel of that. These players get very used to whatever they do, whether they wear a hat or not.
Oh.
Harris has opened the door for Mannarino with that forehand error. Target serve to save the break point.
Yes. Harris. Oh.
Phenomenal ball striking on that Harris two-hander. Ball coming off the center of his strings consistently off that wing early, and it's likely surprised Mannarino to some extent. Harris survives the first pressure on his serve. Billy's made a racket change this year. Switched from the Yonex V-Core to a head gravity, at least that's how it's painted. Well, Mannarino, we could hear it. He said he can't see anything. As a lefty, he's staring right up into the sun at this time of day. This is a pretty dangerous game for the Frenchman. Harris out solids Mannarino again. Not something I necessarily expected to be saying much. It can be pretty tough even if you've landed the serve. You've just looked up into the sun. And now sometimes it can be hard to see the next couple of balls. Your eyes can be compromised. Billy's just let Adrian off the hook a couple times in this game with forehand errors. Sweetly timed change of direction that time from Mannarino, who battles the sun and manages to hang on to serve. Harris still leads it by the break. 4-3 in this opening set in our first quarterfinal at the Arizona Tennis Classic.
Your red Tesla. For lack of better terms, your car has died in the parking lot and we need your help moving it. Again, if you recently valeted your red Tesla, please head to the front so we can help you with your car, get that figured out. Again, appreciate that if you could do that immediately. Also, who's enjoying our opening match, Phoenix? If you're enjoying the start today, number 5, let's hear it for our players.
15.
He's looked so secure off that wing in this opening set so far. Maybe the first neutral error. If not the first, then the second. Watch his upper body just fall off this forehand. Balance, body weight goes backwards. Racket face opens up and it flies on him.
Deuce. Oh.
Three straight unforced errors here from Billy Harris. It'll be a second chance for Mannarino to break and get this first set back on level terms. Mannarino is so reliant on anticipation when he moves in the back of the court. Doesn't have massive explosiveness, but he does have quick feet and he reads the game so well. So when you do manage to wrong foot him, like Billy Harris did there on that forehand down the line. The rewards are huge.
Fault. Adrian Mannarino.
Now Mannarino flushed that return impressively.
Mannarino.
And in the end, Billy Harris's forehand just got leaky in that game. Mannarino levels. Second pretty harsh mishit off the forehand in that game for Harris.
Fault. Now 15. Now 13.
Just as Mannarino thought he'd gotten himself back in the set, finds himself under pressure again. And Harris has done a nice job being unpredictable off that forehand. There's been a few times where you see Adrian, he split steps off center there. He's not really expecting down the line. A couple more first serves would be helpful for the Frenchman. He's only made 12 out of 26 so far. Hit rate of 46%. It's good effort, but that's a nearly indefensible pattern for Mannarino. Got a slightly better shot when you get it over to the forehand side, because off that backhand, it's so routine for him to create that short and wide angle. Better to get it to that forehand and at least force him to change directions, but much easier said than done.
Fault. 30, 40.
Mannarino's first double fault. Check that second. Gives Harris a break point. Harris converts with the big return. And the British world number 151 will serve for the opening set against the former world number 17. Once again, it's the unpredictability that Harris has brought to the table, because from that wide position, Mannarino felt as if he'd hit a good enough serve to at least keep Harris at bay. And you think he's going to go cross or middle there, most likely, but goes for the more aggressive option. He pulled it off. So Harris to serve for the opening set. One thing we really haven't seen from Harris is a net approach. Clearly not an option he likes to go to. But it hasn't cost him so far, because he's been consistent enough, at least compared to Mannarino. I don't think Billy's been flawless in this set at all, but Adrian's been off his level. And there's another example of Mannarino guessing the wrong direction. He's very reliant on anticipatory skills. Mannarino just locks it down.
30, 40.
Harris gives him another miss on the forehand, which has actually been by far the more erratic wing for Billy. Usually it's his moneymaker. It's a surprising return miss, because usually against Mannarino, if you miss your spot, return's coming back. It's basically automatic. He's such a good pace absorber. Great returner, especially when the ball is within reach. Mannarino embracing physicality with his back against the wall in this first set. He'll have another chance to break. He's not taking the ball early. Not really playing with any aggressive intent at the moment, and it's something he can do. He's just mostly just staying solid and hoping Billy misses. At some point or another, Billy Harris was going to need to do something different. And he's found it with the forehand drop shot. Did all the work up to that point to push Mannarino back and get himself in good position. Can you believe it? Harris hasn't been to the net all set. He was forced to come in this time. And he comes up with an absolute gem on the drop volley. Set point to the Brit. For the first time all tournament, Billy Harris has won a non-tiebreak set. And he's won.
Number 48.
Time.
It's another hot one in Phoenix. Temperatures will get up above 90 degrees at some point in time. 1 p.m. local, not a cloud in the sky. And it's going to take a lot of willpower here for Mannarino. Came back from down a set yesterday against Blair Bicknell, and I'll have to do it again today in these conditions.
Take your sheets quickly.
Seemingly hasn't been in the best frame of mind so far today, and that's where I think it could be very pivotal here. Start of the second set. If Harris could build an early lead, maybe he can chip away at the willpower of Mannarino. This is the tough side for Adrian to serve from. He's looking up into the sun. Great connection on the return. And if you can recall, that's how Billy Harris got the break at the end of the opening set, taking that backhand return and going up the line. Harris rocks another return.
50-40.
And this time Mannarino adjusted and went to Harris's forehand. Didn't get any relief. Early break for Billy Harris. Great job by the Brit. Able to continue his momentum from the end of the first set. And he knows he has Mannarino on the mental edge. So important at this stage that he keeps the pressure on. Another long conversation with Pablo Rodriguez at the changeover for Mannarino. Couldn't pick up what it was about. It's the first of 4 quarterfinals on this Friday in Phoenix. Bottom half of the draw here. The winner of this one to take on the winner of Ethan Quinn and Benjamin Bonzi. Gil Gross with you live in Phoenix from the comms booth. Billy Harris up a set and a break. Glad you're with us.
Love 15.
Much better serving in this game for Mannarino. Swift Holt. That's the easier end to serve on over there, with Adrian not having to look up into the sun. Billy Harris, 31 years old, and it took him until his late 20s, really until he was 29, before he had his true breakthrough on tour. Stifling return there for Mannarino. Harris had gotten up inside the top 200, and the LTA took notice and threw him a wild card at Queens and Eastbourne. He had only played a couple of tour level matches up to that point, but he took full advantage of those wild cards that summer Made the quarters and the semis. Queens and Eastbourne, respectively. You'd have to think that Harris has somewhat of a different perspective compared to a lot of the pros on tour who found success a whole lot earlier in their careers. It was looking unlikely that Billy would ever get to the places that he's gotten to. Terrific defending by Mannarino. Showing heart from down a set and a break. Huge blast by Harris. Really leaned into that backhand, and look at the diagonal movement into the court that made a shot like that possible. One more break point. It's a bomb. Adrian's asking for more from his coaching box. No coaching could have done anything about that serve. It's a bad miss. Again, Mannarino glaring over towards his box. It's Erwan Tortillo looking over Adrian.
Adrian Mannarino.
Mannarino read this like a book. Grip change came pretty early for Harris, but that shot wasn't available. It was a good hard return by Mannarino, and he's not pushed back at all. He's inside the court there. Bad decision by the Brit.
Ball. Use.
Harris has saved 7 out of 8 break points against. So it's not as if Mannarino's being thoroughly outplayed. He's got to find a way to win a big point here. Simple as that.
Ball. Advantage Mannarino.
Mannarino's a player who famously does not look at the draw at any point in time. Actually, let me amend that statement. A lot of players don't look at the draw. Mannarino doesn't even look at his opponent until he steps onto the court. Then he learns who he's playing. So there's no game planning for Adrian Mannarino because he doesn't know who he's playing. Another ace.
No, you're not doing your job correctly now. 6 seconds. It's not 1 second, it's 6 seconds.
Another ace. 6 for Harris.
Advantage Harris.
There is no serve clock enforcement on the ATP Challenger Tour, and I'll explain why in a moment.
Ball.
Outstanding running forehand from Harris. And massive hold. 8 for 9, break point saved now. So Mannarino is looking at the serve clock in the corner, and he's saying Billy's going over the serve clock. To be honest, I'm not sure why there is a serve clock there, because these ball kids.
I just need to follow one strategy. Tell me one thing. One thing. No, you cannot tell.
Everything bothering Mannarino right now, but these ball kids are not fully trained, so you actually can't enforce a serve clock rule if the ball crew is not fully trained. That's in the bylaws. They do an outstanding job, of course. They're volunteering out here and working very hard in this heat, but if you don't put them through a regulated training regimen that has to be a certain amount of time, there also might be an age aspect to it. Harris needs to be buttoned up here. Mannarino looking up into the sun, already annoyed. This could be the game in which Harris breaks away. I don't mind that miss. That second serve was right into Billy's wheelhouse.
One thing and I will execute. But if I don't know, I'm just in the middle.
I just think it's a bit ironic that a player who doesn't do any pre-match game planning for his opponents is out here now looking for his coach to give him more tactics. I feel as if the whole premise of Mannarino's approach to this game is that he's going to play his game and feel things out on the court. Otherwise, he might want to come up with game plans before matches. It's lethal. A big cheer up from this crowd who's hoping to get Mannarino up and well, maybe a good thing for Mannarino that he's not on the same side as his coach. He'll have to focus at the task, or focus on the task at hand now. I think clearly he's just been looking for scapegoats out here because it's hot and things haven't gone his way.
Next for service. love. Thank you. Service. Oh. 30-15.
Just terrific serving from Billy Harris in this match. Sorry about that. 74% first serves in for Harris.
Harris. New ball, please.
Convincing holds. Billy Harris 2 games away. Luckily, moving quicker on his feet than I am to reach for the cough button. He's playing in his first quarterfinal of the season. And already this week, he's won back-to-back matches at a single tournament for the first time since September. Been a rough tail end of 2025 and a middling start to 2026. He came into this event with a win-loss record of 3-8.
Now 15. Fifteen. Oh. There's 15.
Stress-free hold for Adrian Mannarino, so he can continue to chop wood at the Billy Harris serve. Must Now 15.
I'm sorry, but he has to be sitting. At the end of the day, it's not normal.
Specialist.
Yeah, but this guy is standing up. What is he doing there? Between two serves, moving from there to there. Between two serves. He's trying to sit down. He's discussing with the ref. Our first serve, how do you want me to play? He's moving there.
Harris is going to get a first serve out of that ordeal.
Fault.
Oh, it dropped in. Harris led off. And in a big spot as well, down love 15 already in the service game. Yeah, went up the middle.
15-30.
I don't know what he was attempting to do there. If he actually adjusted his shot at the last second to drag that towards the middle into Mannarino. Not sure, but it worked. Oh, he made it. Billy Harris digs deep and wins the lungbuster with a gorgeous finish. His rally tolerance has been impressive. You have to imagine the legs were burning by the end of that one. More top-tier tennis. Both players are slumped over.
30-14.
No, I heard it's automatic. I heard it's automatic. That's what you said when we were at the net.
Billy Harris has saved 8 out of 9 break points. Can he save another?
Use.
Out of this world clutch serving. Seven aces for Billy, and I'm tempted to say that 3 of them have been down break point.
Damage to work. East and house.
But every time you look down there, you can't see it. So how do I know?
The ball kit is blocking the serve clock, but again, it's not the serve clock really being enforced. It's up to the umpire's discretion. Mannarino tracks it down.
Advantage of 9.
Just a little shakiness on this volley here. It wasn't a terrible one, but it just wasn't good enough.
Ball.
Get out of here.
Use.
10 out of 11 break points saved, and that one was the most spectacular of them all.
Advantage 9.
How about the physicality that Mannarino is showing here at 37 years old? I mean, that shouldn't be lost on anybody. Cardio is still phenomenal. Part of it is just the efficiency in which he moves around the court. It's another break point for the Frenchman. Harris comes up with another serve. He's been going tee more often than not. Perhaps rewarded for a bit of unpredictability that time. That big first serve has come up so big for Billy Harris in this game. It's been a massive push from Mannarino. Billy's just able to keep him at bay. Monumentally important hold for Billy Harris. Multiple break points fended off. Some great serving and a slap shot forehand pass down the line, which will go down easily at this point as the most important and the most incredible shot that we've seen in this match. What a flash of skill. Mannarino has held comfortably, but Billy Harris will serve for a spot in the Phoenix semis in a matter of Well, just before Adrian Mannarino prepares to play a must-win return game, he's had a long conversation with one of the ATP supervisors.
Time.
He's been easily bothered today. Fans moving on about and noises and such. But Billy Harris, it's been an incredible performance so far from the 31-year-olds. Can he cap it off?
Ball. Hit. Second service.
I will say I've been more impressed in the second set than I was in the first. I felt in the opener Mannarino was off his level by quite a bit, but in the second I think Adrian has played better and Billy has lifted with him. It's a bad miss from the Frenchman. Perhaps that ball just got a little bit higher than he liked. Lively daytime conditions. Mannarino, of course, strings that racket super loose. 22 pounds this week, I'm told.
Ball.
Just the second double fault for Harris. And on the first point of this game, he hit a let on a second serve, so that just suggests he is feeling some tightness in the arm. Not getting the acceleration on the second serve that he'd been getting throughout the match. Missed his spot on that first serve. And that's something Mannarino is so good at. When he gets a return in his pocket, he delivers with great returning on a consistent basis. Phenomenal. Harris gets to match point.
40-30.
Sideline to sideline scrambling for Mannarino. He hung in there long enough. No.
Adrian Mannarino.
He's been so good with his back against the wall. 11 out of 12 break points saved. Mannarino has managed to stay in those points and stay in the match.
5 games all.
Magnificent toughness from the back of the court. And Mannarino has actually gone over to his bag to pick up a Gatorade. And he's putting now a Gatorade in his towel box. So that's something to watch out for. Usually players do that when they start to feel some crampiness coming on.
Top.
It's brutal physicality out here. Mannarino doubled over again.
50 love.
Just feel this is where some net rushing skills for Harris would do him so much good, because he's come up with really a lot of quality off the ground the last couple games. But it's been too tough for him to finish points
30 love.
against a Mannarino who's doing a lot of really great running and defending out here. How many points in that service game did Harris throw? You know, 4 good haymakers from the back of the court, and he has nothing to show for it. Well, that's because he's not coming in to finish. And he's tired in the legs. You can see it.
40 love.
Mannarino is starting to wear him down. Brilliant. Probably won't matter, 40 love, but
40-15.
it's a return that Harris has been able to execute now a couple of times.
Top.
So Mannarino has made a stand. A match point saved, and he now leads in this second set. 6. The ability to win tiebreaks is a large reason why, in fact, the biggest reason why Billy Harris finds himself in this quarterfinal. So now he hopes to force his way into another in this second set.
Oh.
Now, once again, it was the ferocious scrambling by Mannarino early in the point that allowed him to stay in it and get to Harris's shot tolerance in the end.
Oh. Easy 13.
Double-digit aces now for Billy Harris. It's produced him this 30-all situation single-handedly. Well, Billy Harris beat Alexander Vukic in the first round, 7-6, 7-6. He beat Darwin Blanche in the second round after breaking to stay alive in the match. The young American served for it in the second set. Harris won that match 3-6, 7-6, 7-6. So Billy is 4-0 in tie breaks at this event. Mannarino dropped the opening set tiebreak that he played in his second round match against Bicknell. The drop shot was on for Mannarino, but he just hit it too deep. Good shot selection, poor execution. Harris, good depth on that backhand chip once he got up there. So Mannarino recovers the mini break. It's the kind of rally ball backhand error that Harris has done such a good job throughout the match of avoiding. It's 2 unforced.
2, Mannarino.
I think I heard Harris say that was a simple one. On the bright side, it didn't come on his serve, so still on level terms in this tie break in regards to serve. He's not hit that one well, Harris. Has not changed direction with the forehand down the line. Harris this time stands strong.
4-3, Mannarino.
Good pace on those back ends. Mannarino still with the mini break. That's the equalizer for Harris. Interesting ball, deep up the middle. Mannarino actually looked to move around to take it as a backhand. Jammed himself a bit. Oof.
5-4. Mannarino.
Just too many mistakes off the ground in this tiebreak so far from Billy Harris. Can see him wanting to favor Mannarino's forehand, keep the ball on that wing more often than not. But as soon as he tried to pull it cross that time, he just didn't get enough lift. Really no reason to get the net into play off of a cross-court rally ball like that with Harris behind the baseline. Should have hit that shot with plenty of shape. Wow. He took. He's going to call for the supervisor. So out comes Ann Bees. Pablo Rodriguez explaining to Ann Bees his rationale for making the call, which was a second time violation, which is the loss of first serve. Harris had already gotten a time violation earlier. Harris is saying, I tossed the ball, which he did, before Pablo Rodriguez called the time violation. So here's another look. Let's see if it was a legitimate toss or if he was just looking to buy himself time. He's at the baseline. This looks like his normal service routine. How do you call a time violation? I do not understand that. It's not like he just ran to the line and quickly tossed it up in order to buy time. That was his full routine. And he hasn't been catching many tosses throughout the match either. I suppose you could use that as an argument in favor of Pablo Rodriguez's call. But this looked like a good faith service routine and ball toss, but he's not going to win this argument. Second serve here for Harris. The patience is seemingly unlimited from Adrian Mannarino. and Harris can't quite match him in that department. Called another time violation. Harris is saying, why did you wait for the tiebreak to enforce it like this? What a point.
Final set. Alex to serve. PT love. Oh. Thirty love. Love.
Well, Billy Harris, wise move to go off court, full wardrobe change. Used the 5 minutes allotted in the bathroom, but overall it was probably closer to 8 minutes considering the time traveling to and from. Also gotten some clarification, folks, on the rules with regards to the time violation. So in the past, when Fox 10 was the live ELC provider, there was no serve clock, but since Bolt 6 has taken over this year for the first time as the ELC provider, part of their system integrates the serve clock.
Oh.
Two huge returns from Mannarino, down 40 love. Makes this game a conversation. So apologies for the outdated information earlier, because the serve clock is very much a part of the equation. But the umpire's discretion is when he inputs the score. That's where some subjectivity comes in.
Oh. Yes.
So in that respect, when the clock hits 0, there's not much that Pablo Rodriguez can do. The only one where I think maybe could have used better judgment was when Billy Harris was already through his service motion and tossed the ball up in the air. Good +1 on the backhand. Mannarino has mostly just been a backboard today. There has not been too much offense from the Frenchman. But he's shown great grit and physicality here.
That is Harris.
Good injection of pace on the Harris two-hander. Not for the first time in that game. Billy's got the ice bag out. It's going to keep. Well, I was going to say it's going to keep ticking up, but we're just about there at our peak, actually. 2:45 local time. It is 91 degrees at the moment. I like that forehand by Billy. I think it's a good idea when you're going cross court into Mannarino's backhand to actually take some speed off and focus on shaping the ball, putting some extra spin, maybe taking some speed off. Pace does not bother Mannarino's backhand, but sometimes height does.
Oh. Thank you. Now 13. Oh.
Ooh, what happened there?
Fair deal.
Still conditions, can't blame the breeze. That ball just didn't really travel to Harris like he thought it would.
Oh.
Billy scolds himself. You could understand why. Regulation backhand there doesn't find its mark. And there's the wide serve that basically puts Billy Harris in Tucson.
One game over.
Mannarino getting a new racket delivered from tournament director Weller Evans. I don't know if our cameras didn't catch it, but there's Weller. You see him walking away there in the shorts? Well, that is quite the tournament director. There he is. Just took a seat courtside. Not all tournament directors will hand deliver the rackets to the players. Weller's a special one. So skillful there.
30 love.
Dug it out from his shoelaces, and Mannarino, I think, does the right thing by anticipating cross court. Oh my God, from down there, it's the much more comfortable shot to play. So great job by Harris going against the grain.
Oh.
Surgical precision. Great hold there from Harris. do wonder at this stage, are these two going to go all the way without at some point being compromised physically? I wouldn't be surprised if that's how this match is determined. It has really become somewhat of a battle of attrition. That's the patented 1-2 for Mannarino. Could see Harris creeping to his left, knowing the wide serve was coming. But like Mariano Rivera's cutter, doesn't always matter. Harris pulls the trigger. Bit of a bailout shot, but you could understand why he looked to line it up. Doesn't want to take his legs out ahead of a service game, especially not down 40-15 at that stage. So rare that you see Mannarino overhit a ball, but that one didn't have to be that good.
12.